Hi, I'm Michaela Stump. I am a second year multimedia design student at Lane Community College. So when Capstone started, I decided to pretty much take what I did in Multimedia 101 and turn it into my capstone project. And I thought it would make a really good capstone project because of what my final in Multimedia 101 was. So my Multimedia 101 project was essentially an animatic to what happened in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign to one of my characters. So it's pretty much this really choppy animation that is very cringeworthy just because it was my first time animating something and doing anything multimedia related. And so the whole thing, it turned out okay for being like a beginner type thing, but it wasn't as good as it could be. And so pretty much why I wanted to use that as my capstone project is because it, like what I envisioned for this animation or this new animatic is for it to essentially take everything that I learned in some of my classes that you have to take for the multimedia program. So this project essentially has the majority of the required classes in it. So it has, or what I learned from the animation class in it, it has the audio class, it has Jan's drawing for multimedia class in it. It like takes all these classes and pretty much made me put everything I learned from those classes into one project. And so I thought it would be a really great way to not only show Project 1 to Project 2, but also to like show my growth as a student in the Lane program. So what I liked about this project is, one, it was about D&D. I'm a big nerd, and so I wanted it to be something like on a topic I could enjoy and have fun with, and I have a lot of fun with Dungeons and Dragons. I really like to draw, and so I wanted to do something drawing-wise to also like show creativity and just be a creative outlet. So this whole project is like a fun project. Well, they're all fun projects, but this is a fun project I'm really into. Problems that occurred were the virus and being on quarantine. It was not something anybody planned for. And so that was a big thing to try and think about how I was going to get like feedback on, because I've never done an animation or an animatic before. And normally when you're at school, you can sit in like the common area and then look over at so-and-so, the table over, and go, hey, can I get your opinion on something? And being in like a school environment, I realized how much I rely on just to get feedback and feed off of other people's energy and get like excited about projects. And like motivation wise, I realized that I'm more motivated when I'm at school. And so like one of the things I really struggled with was time management and knowing I really underestimated how much actually goes into an animation. And so that's one of the biggest things I've learned on this project is animating is hard. I have a lot of respect for animators and being able to just sit down and do it, because like frame for frame is like one frame is one drawing. There's 12 frames in a regular animation. There's 12 frames per second. That is a lot of drawing. And so far, like what I have so far in my progress is I have 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it's taken me 3 months. So there's like, I struggled with that, not having school, and then the time management issue on top of the quarantine is what I really struggled with, is being able to just find my groove and just do it. Things I would do differently for the future is definitely have a better schedule and stick to it. Having that schedule to keep me in line, and like stricter deadlines I think will help too. But also being aware now this is going to take some time and to better plan for that time. Programs I used for this project was Adobe Animate, Autodesk Maya, Audition, and After Effects. I animated in Adobe Animate, which is very similar, surprisingly, is very similar to Photoshop, which I was pleasantly surprised and happy with, just because it was like, okay, well, I already know what this and this does. And so there were still some like learning curves to it, but it was pretty simple and easy. So there was that. And Maya, so to save myself time, during winter term, I 3D animated all my environments. So the town, the house, the opening thing was all done and animated in Maya beforehand to save myself time perspective-wise. So then when I actually got into the animating part, I only had to worry about animating the character. So that's what I did with Maya. And then Audition, clearly I used to do all the audio with. And then After Effects. So After Effects actually did the animating for me. So in Adobe Animate, there's an export option to export it as a movie. Well, it doesn't actually export it as an actual movie like you would think. And I learned this by doing an oops. It doesn't export it like press play movie type thing. No, it exports it frame by frame. So my oops, when I did this, I had 900 images all of a sudden on my external hard drive because it did it frame by frame. It does that, but then you can also, has it exported. The export option is video, which is a little weird because you would think exporting as a movie would export it as a movie, but no, it's frame by frame. And then so with After Effects, what I did was After Effects has the option to import image sequences, which is essentially what Adobe Animate did when I exported that. All I had to do was import one photo, or the first frame, into After Effects, and it took it and pretty much made this quick its own little movie type thing, but it actually is all those frames quickly played. And so that's how I did the actual animating. Okay, so this project is still in progress, so it's not actually done yet. The whole plan was for it to be about 3.5 minutes. And so right now I'm at 1:30 and I'm maybe halfway. So, and that from where I started to now, that took me about 3 months. So I'm hoping that by the end of summer, early September, maybe before, my hope is to be done before fall term starts.